Outdoor kitchen season is rapidly approaching, and today we want to go through the 9 things that we got right in our outdoor kitchen that makes this a space that's perfect for entertaining friends. I'm David Gafford, and here at the Barbecue Lab, Melissa and I test all of your favorite outdoor cooking and outdoor living gear so you can buy the best and skip the rest. Today, we're going to show you the things that we are so glad we got right when we built this outdoor kitchen. And I know that it's going to help you as you build yours. Make sure you put the right things in your build. The first thing is that we extended our patio to make it larger. Originally, we had planned this patio to be 24 feet deep and about 30 feet wide. But what we found out is with this kitchen being 12 by 16 by 12, we were eating up a lot of that 30-foot space. There wasn't going to be enough room for us to entertain friends and enjoy what we made in the kitchen. So we extended that patio all the way to 42 feet wide from one side of the house to the other. And we're so glad we did, because now we have room for the fire pit, for a live fire grill. We have room for chairs and seating, and it makes it so it's a place our guests love to come. The second thing is that I believe we chose the right grill. This is from Renaissance Cooking Systems. It's a 36-inch grill, and not only is it the right grill, but it's the perfect size. Originally, we were thinking about maybe we go with something smaller, a 30-inch or maybe even a 26-inch, but we went with the 36-inch, not because we need it as a family of 4, but we knew we would need it when we had friends and family over. There's a lot of times that I'm hosting this small group from church, and that's anywhere from 15 to 25 people. And yes, I know that's not technically a small group anymore, but when we're cooking for that many people, a 36-inch grill is the perfect size for us. Now, a lot of the guys in the small group do their own cooking on this grill. And the reason I say we bought the right grill is that this grill has taken multiple fires and not been any worse for the wear. We had someone at one point who was cooking a bone-in ribeye on this grill, cranked it up as high as it would go while I was out hanging out with some other friends. Next thing I know, through the top vent, I see flames shooting 2 or 3 feet out the top. And I went, oh man, we're in trouble. Turns out this grill took it like a champ, and 6 years later, this thing's still going strong. The third thing that I believe we got right in our build is we put a roof on it. My dad designed this pavilion, and we built it from scratch using materials from the local home improvement store. I can't tell you how many times we've been able to keep our plans and still do what we wanted to do and just huddle up under the pavilion roof and then run from the back door to the pavilion with our finished meat. It has been a game changer for how we entertain others here at our house. The fourth thing is we installed seating at a bar in our outdoor kitchen. One of the things I love about the placement of this is that we put our seating right behind our griddle, our power burner, and our grill. That allows what we're doing when we're cooking to be interactive with our guests. We don't always have people here who want to do the cooking themselves, so they like to sit here in these bar seats and still be a part of the action without having to do the cooking. Now, other friends who like doing the cooking part, they get a chance to be over there while their spouse or their friends or their family get to be over here. I love that we included this. It has been something that's really upped our game to keep us all in the same place when we're out here. One of the things to really consider if you're going to put outdoor seating in your outdoor kitchen is which way the wind comes and which way rain comes most often. I know that our rain comes this direction, and by putting the seats here, we have this overhang of our roof that keeps people dry, even though we weren't allowed to go larger on this roofing system because of the HOA. Insert boo sounds and all kinds of stuff that you guys think about HOAs. But we made it so that these seats can stay dry even when it's raining, but our friends love us for that. The fifth thing has to be putting a griddle in our outdoor kitchen. I don't know if you've seen the original video. I'll link to it up here if you want to watch that build video. We're up to, I don't know, 700,000 or 800,000 people who've watched that now. But this griddle was the first piece that we even thought about putting in our outdoor kitchen, and I'm thrilled that we did. This is a Griddle 30-inch, and this has a stainless steel top, but that's not what makes it special. What makes it special is the cast iron bottom that's fused to the stainless steel top. That's what makes it so the heat evenly distributes, and we've been thrilled with it. It's definitely one thing I would put in my outdoor kitchen again, and one thing that I love is that this lid comes off. If I have friends who are here that all want to be a part of the cooking experience, I can take the lid completely off with 2 screws, and I can have people working from all around the griddle, and that has been a lot of fun. Number 6 and 7 are our ice maker and our fridge. Now, of course, I had to do this because I have a 12-year-old, but number 6 is our ice maker. Let me talk about that first. We put an ice maker out here primarily because our kitchen fridge doesn't make ice really well, and we needed an ice maker, so we installed it out here thinking we'll use it for parties and friends as well. It turns out this has been the primary ice maker for our family for about 6 years now, and it has come in clutch. During the winter months, when we have to winterize it and turn it off, it gets a little rough. We have to turn to countertop ice makers inside. But this has been one that's one of the first things we tell people when they arrive. Hey, ice is in the ice maker. It's right here. And that's been one reason that we love it for entertaining. Number 7 is the fridge, and the fridge sits right next to the ice maker. For those who don't want their drink on the rocks, we have that stocked with iced tea bottles, with Cokes, with all types of things in cans and bottles that are pre-set, pre-made, where we can just say, grab ice in the ice machine if you want it, grab drinks in the fridge, and we can kind of invite people to make this space their own. That's been one of the real keys to helping people feel like, hey, I belong here and I know what I'm doing. Number 8 is our paper towel drawer. Now you can tell that we haven't moved into the outdoor kitchen yet because it's still quite cold here. So our paper towel drawer is empty. But the paper towel drawer is the thing that we tell people about as soon as we say the ice machine has ice, the fridge has cold drinks. The paper towel drawer is right here because we'll go through half a roll of paper towel, if not a full roll of paper towel, depending on what we're cooking out here with people. And that's become really huge. We don't bring napkins out that blow all around the outdoor kitchen and all around the patio. It's all paper towels all the time. And that's the next thing we tell people where it is, and they get to grab it themselves and they feel right here at home. Going along with that, I'm not gonna give it its own number, but we put in a trash drawer, and that's the last thing we usually tell people. It's ice, fridge, paper towels, and trash. That way they can monitor themselves, they can take care of their own refuse and trash needs. It's something that makes them feel a part of things, and it's incredibly simple. Coming in at number 9, some of you are gonna say yes, and others of you are gonna be, I don't know why you would do that. But we love that we installed a warming drawer in our kitchen. This is one of the things that we use for barbecue all the time. We need our meats to be able to rest before we serve them. So we'll take our briskets, our pork butts, our chuck roasts, whatever we're cooking, they'll go in that warming drawer and they'll rest for a few hours before guests show up. Now, when those guests come, a lot of times they're bringing a dish with them to share and they need a place to keep it warm. It's another reason that the warming drawer comes in handy. So that's one of the things that if you haven't thought about that in your build, really look into the warming drawers, and we're really happy with the one that we chose. So all of this gear is something that you can find using the QR code that we'll put here on the screen or down in the links below. I know with Renaissance Cooking Systems, we have VIP pricing that you can get. All you have to do is click the link or use this QR code on the screen. That's something that can save you some money if you want to look at that brand. But make sure when you are looking at building your kitchen, you really think through what it's like to entertain. And I know that some of these could be really helpful if you apply them to your design. I'm David from the Barbecue Lab. Behind the camera is Melissa. We want to say thanks so much for watching, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.